All right, so just got done with our nutritionalist was here stopping by. Just wanted to hash over a couple of things. All right, it's in front of them. So we'll see how they eat it. So I ran into a small problem here. This is supposed to be in here. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, Monday afternoon. And it is actually really, really nice out. Probably don't need the stocking cap, but, you know, I went with the hoodie instead. Getting a little bit of water back up here. You gotta... All right, I just want to come out and take a look at our calves. So we've got a really nice feisty guy right here, and still a little mopey right there. Both Bold Ruler sons. This guy, I think he still eats and sucks. He's just, for whatever reason, a little slow. I don't think he's sick or anything like that. He's a little slow, and we probably will still end up giving him a BoSe shot. Hopefully that shows up today. Then we got this guy. And honestly, of our three calves, is probably the three newest ones. Him and these two back here. He is the spunkiest. But this is also what our barn looks like after we throw out one of those nice straw bales. You run it right down the middle, and the girls will kick it to the side and they'll spread it out, and it turns out awesome. But what I love about Barb is she has got some groceries. Definitely has a really nice bag. So the other thing we want to do today is try and get them finally tagged, because I'm starting to become a little bit more productive, and this week I will be able to ramp up and become more normal with the world. The other thing we want to start doing, we put the steers back in the BDA, back where they were, because we have water back there now. That way we can start setting up the loafing shed to get these calves back there. We probably would only start with these two pairs, putting them back there because they are the oldest. They're doing really, really well. Our Moneymaker bull, our Gibbs Essential bull. We have a plethora of bulls right now. So I actually would like a couple of heifers. So we'll see. But that's on the list for probably this week, is getting the loafing shed set up and possibly getting them back there. At least most of them. And then we can start filtering some back, because we do need to start bringing more animals in. And another little experiment that I started yesterday was, if you saw the last video, I might have mentioned I took the top off of my new mineral feeder. Only for the sole purpose just to see if they would go at it any different than they normally would. It doesn't really look like they touch the NutriBeef. It does look like they touched the selenium, and it looks like they touched the Redmond trace stuff. So it is just pure experiment. We got a couple of days here. I might have to set that back on tomorrow night, because it does sound like we're supposed to get some rain, changing and getting a little bit of snow. So give me a couple days, kind of see what they do, and who knows, maybe some of them are like, I don't even know where the mineral is. I just don't know. And they're like, oh my God, it's right here. You know, that kind of thing. Because honestly, as Dad and I have always said over the years, these are our cows. Sometimes they are just dumb. All right, they're all tagged, they're all weighed, they're all ready to go. Except for the 301, he's a little lethargic. He sucks, he eats. He's so slow upstairs. The the Kingpin definitely was a little heavier than we thought. He came in at like 104, but if you remember, he's like 11 days late, so he'd be like low 90s at least, I would say. So we're gonna keep him, but he potentially could be a cut bull. So what we did then is we put her and her calf back in the green gate pen, just so that he doesn't have to go very far to get his groceries. And honestly, we locked him in there. He went right to sucking. So it's not like he doesn't know what to do. It's not like he's not getting food. None of that. But guys back here, really, really good. All mid-70s birth weights. The one we pulled, he was, from Saturday morning, he was a little bit heavy. He was 82 pounds. Not 82 pounds, very well developed first calf heifer, should not be too much of an issue, but if you got to help out a little bit, not surprising either. All right, so if you would have told me that that guy was 104 pounds, I would have actually, at birth, I would have said you were nuts. But you get up close and personal, he is solid. So, but we'll keep him, we'll hang on to him. You know, he still could definitely be a power bull. And again, you know, if you really read up on it, and let's just say if you work the math, that's a let's just say he's a 90-pound calf. You got 286 days at 90 pounds. That's 3.2 pounds per day at 90 pounds. So you're gaining 3 pounds a day, and they say the third trimester is the highest gaining trimester out of all of them. So even if you just went with the thought of 3 pounds per day, if she would have calved on time, and you just said she was 10 days late, then are you going to take 30 pounds off of them? The fact that she spit out a 104-pound calf on her own, awesome. Honestly, I bet I'd put money on it. I want to put Kingpin back on her, and if she sticks, I'd put money on it. That calf is less than 95 pounds. And I bet you it's probably less than 90, to be honest, because Kingpin is heifer safe. That is proven. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is Tuesday afternoon. All right, so just got done with our nutritionalist was here, stopping by. Just wanted to hash over a couple of things, just seeing how we can tweak our feed. Is there anything we could add, do different, kind of thing? And it was pretty nice. It was about what we thought we might get and kind of what we were hoping. Not something drastic. It's not like, hey, your only option is to get a TMR mixer kind of thing, because that's not happening. But this little guy looking much, much better. He's starting to perk up a little bit. Again, he's just a little slow. It's not like he's not sucking. He's got plenty of groceries on mom. He's doing really well. He's just a little slow upstairs. But everybody's doing pretty darn nice in here. The biggest thing from having the nutritionist from the mill come in was adding a little more protein. Not necessarily through our mix, but we're gonna go with, her biggest suggestion was, currently based on price, is Distiller Grains. So the mill has it readily available. So we're gonna pick us some up and probably just top dress our grain and adding a little bit more into our mix. Not our mix directly, but kind of into our arsenal. So yeah, that was a pretty decent meeting. It's been a while since she's been out, honestly, because we really haven't changed a whole lot. All right, I had taken off the top to the mineral feeder, and looks like they did a little bit with the NutriBeef, quite a bit with the Redmond, and a little bit more with the Selenium. But I gotta put the cover back on because it's supposed to rain tonight. Maybe a little bit of snow, but not until early tomorrow morning. But mostly for us, rain, they're talking 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So that's why we have a covered mineral feeder now. So So it'd be stupid for me not to put it back on. One very interesting thing that she did mention, and it makes sense, but was our corn silage, because she was looking at some of the stuff in the bunk. We don't have to get corn silage today because we got them plenty. They have plenty. Is that she actually said you could afford to make the leaf matter a little longer. And I think both Dad and I had the same thought, was like, you know, we spent all that time, we put that recut screen in there to get everything, you know, just nice and chopped up really tight, which still was good, but we maybe went just a little too much. But that was a very interesting comment. She said if the leaf matter is too small, then the cows will actually just metabolize it, I believe, too quickly, and you don't utilize that stuff as much. It just kind of goes right through. All right, even though he's doing a lot better, still gave that calf a shot of BoSe so he can perk up just a little bit. And you can watch Mama eat her stuff. This is our True Justice that had twins as a heifer, first calf heifer. Doing really good as a mama. She likes to talk, but she's doing really good. Hopefully Dad can make a run over to the mill tomorrow and pick up some of that distiller grain. So her thought with going with distiller grain is because per ton it's like $100 cheaper. Yes, it has a little less protein level, but it still at the end of the day becomes a little more cost effective, like per pound, per day, whatever. So that's why she suggested that. Mill's got both, so we're just going to start with distiller grain. If we want something with more punch, I guess we can always go with the soybean meal. And then she said adding that we should actually bring back our mix just a little bit. Not a lot, maybe just a few pounds, and then adding in the extra protein. So we're going to try that out and see how they do. Good meeting, good info, and now it's time to experiment. But that's not for one day. Catch you guys tomorrow. All right, Wednesday afternoon. So starting in the barn, kind of checking things out, and found out that our little money maker, Bull in here, yeah, he was up there in a different spot, but it's because they need some bedding, and these little guys aren't stupid. They know where the good stuff is. So he crawled out up there, walked up there, and crawled in. So threw a bunch of old hay in there. And like I've said before, we definitely, like in this pen, if we're putting extra bedding in, we're putting it in up along the wall there. The moms typically will not lay right up against the wall. They'll lay a little ways away, and that usually leaves a good place for the calves. And he's definitely hungry. On good news, this is the guy that we gave the BoSe shot to, and he's doing pretty good. I don't know if he's got a little bit of a sore right leg or something. Maybe that was helping him be a little lethargic, because you can tell he's not putting a whole lot of weight on it. But it's not swollen or nothing, so we'll just keep an eye on him. He's in a small pen, but he's had more uptime than Mom has today. All right, scoping out the crowd, starting to check out that next group of AI, and some of them that have been pegged for really early natural service, because second round AI and natural service kind of happened about the same time. And we definitely do have what looks to be some bags coming along. The more mature your cow gets, the more it's a little harder to tell if they're starting until like the week right before. Heifers, you can see a heifer starting to bag up like 4 weeks in advance. Cows, you're kind of like at 2 weeks, you're like a week, then you're like, okay, yeah, we're on track here. All right, bale of stocks for the cows. All right, so another thing Dad did today, we had our nutritionalist from Marathon Feed come out yesterday, and that was a really good discussion. I mentioned it earlier in this video. But Dad did go to the mill today and get some Distiller Grains. And obviously I think you can buy it in bulk. We just bought it in 50-pound bags. So for right now, just to try it, get used to it, and figure out how we can do it in a little bit larger scale, or at least buy it in a little larger quantity. But for right now, we'll just buy it in bags. So we just got 4 bags, 200 pounds, and we're gonna start using that stuff tonight. And I think we're doing like 3 or 4 pounds a head, 3 or 4 pounds per head for the bulls, and then like 2 pounds per head for the heifers and steers. But with that, she said to actually bring down our grain a little bit. She said we were pretty close. The bulls were a little bit light, but the main group was pretty spot on. And then we also did inquire into, what if we want to stop doing cob corn? Just take corn, create a mix, and then have that mix brought to the farm. Because when it gets to when it's like 10 degrees outside, we got to grind corn. That's not always too exciting, especially with working a day job and having other projects to do. And we have to grind corn about every 4 to 5 weeks in the winter. It's not overly exciting. And then it also, in the wintertime, it really sucks when stuff breaks and you got to fix it and it's 10 degrees or colder. Come on, boys. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. All right, Distiller Grains. Like I said, technically we've never actually used actual Distiller Grains, so it's kind of neat. To me, it smells like a weird coffee smell, but this is what you got. And honestly, it feels like coffee grounds. Maybe a little bit bigger particulate, but all right, it's in front of them. So we'll see. We'll see how they eat it. I'm sure it'll take them a day or two to get used to it. Hey, happy Friday. All right. It is white again out here. Got quite a bit of rain the other day. And then this morning, we got about, I don't know, it's maybe close to 4 inches. So yeah, it's white out again. Obviously, winter is not over. Didn't film anything yesterday. Dad and I did a little field trip, and there might be something to come out of that little adventure. So today, we gotta do some fluffing. We gotta do some feeding. Got a little plowing to do. Not gonna do a huge plow job. So I ran into a small problem here. This is supposed to be in here. So we know that this one, the last couple weeks has been like hard to screw in and out. But then I was trying to tighten it today, and I was like, I knew it was like hard to tighten, and I probably went a little bit too far. So I'm gonna try and put it back in, and we'll see what happens. She just has just a little hitch in her get along. Like, it's hardly anything at all. But it also could just be because she's taking her sweet-ass time having a calf. And I'm going to throw a little hay in for bedding. That's part of the reason I wanted to get Cora back here into this pen and let the 301, now that he's sucking. And actually, he's a little weak in his back leg, too. Puts weight on it, so I don't think it's broken or nothing like that. But he was running around. And he puts like 3/4 weight on it, so it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just from his slow start. We'll keep an eye on that too. But he's sucking really good. He's got plenty of energy, plenty of spunk. I think the BoSe shot put him over the edge and is helping him. But then it gives those guys a nicer area to be in too, because our plan this weekend is to clean the barn because of the weather being decent, and then they'd all get fresh bedding anyways. And honestly, most of these guys are going to end up in the loafing shed this weekend. But I think first on the list this weekend is going to be grinding corn, because I think we're basically out. All right, let's divvy up some hay and see where we go from there. All right, pretty short and sweet today. Now the boys were nice and bedded 2 days ago, and their area just kind of falls apart after a little bit of snow. But we'll be able to get them bedded down this weekend. All right, it is Friday, it is the end of the day, so it's the end of the video. Please hit that thumbs up button on your way out, show that you support the channel. And if you got any questions, by all means, drop them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, definitely supports us here at Ohrmundt Simmentals. And as always, thanks for coming along.